Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into the sci-fi thriller movie called Alien Romulus. So let's jump into the main video. The opening scene of the movie takes place in space, amidst the debris left behind by the United States Coast Guard ship Nostromo. In the course of an investigation, a sample is taken from the wreckage of the ship by the Weyland-Yutani Corporation. After that, a group of researchers carries the xenomorph's remains with them so that they can conduct additional research on them. Orphaned Rain Carradine works alongside her synthetic human, a malfunctioning android named Andy, on the Jackson Star mining colony. Rain Carradine refers to Andy as her brother. Andy is her synthetic human. Rain makes an effort to get out of her mining contract, but she is informed that it has been extended by 6 years because of her efforts. Next, Rain witnesses a group of juveniles assaulting Andy, which compels her to provide medical assistance to him. Rain receives a video message from her ex-boyfriend Tyler a few moments later, instructing her to bring Andy along for a covert operations mission. Rain and Andy make their way to Tyler's base, where they are greeted by his sister Kay, their cousin Bjorn, and Navarro, who is also Kyle's girlfriend and the crew's pilot. The crew intends to break into a derelict Weyland-Yutani ship in order to steal cryostasis pods that would transport them to the planet Avaga in a secure manner. The journey to Ivaga would take 9 years to complete. Because Andy was also created by Wei Yu, he is able to provide access to the ship's terminal, which is why they require him specifically, despite the fact that Rain is not entirely on board with the idea due to the fact that she is concerned that they will get into trouble and that they intend to use Andy for something risky. Tyler is successful in persuading her to join them. After boarding a mining vessel known as the Corbelan, the 6 individuals fly above Jackson Star, where they are able to get as close to the sun as are physically possible. They then make their way to the station, which is split into 2 sections, Romulus and Remus, to accommodate their needs. As Tyler and Bjorn make their way toward the pods, Andy comes along for the ride. As this is going on, Rain is attempting to take care of Kay after she has thrown up. Kay asks Rain to keep her pregnancy a secret from Tyler, despite the fact that Rain has discovered that she is pregnant by some asshole. Navarro explains to Rain that Bjorn's behavior toward Andy is a manifestation of his anger. This anger stems from the fact that Bjorn's mother passed away inside a collapsing mine as a result of a synthetic being's decision to sacrifice her and 2 other miners in order to save more than a dozen other miners that were trapped inside the mine. When they arrive at the pods, they discover that there are only 5 of them. This is due to the fact that Andy was never supposed to go to Ivaga, and there is only enough fuel for 3 years of cryostasis being maintained. After that, the guys discover a laboratory where Andy prevents Bjorn from falling into an enormous hole. Additionally, they discover the upper half of another synthetic substance. The guys continue to walk until they reach a room where they are subsequently locked inside because the ship is currently undergoing a lockdown. In the vicinity, a wall that is completely covered in frozen facehuggers begins to thaw out. While Kay is taking a break, Rain and Navarro run off to assist the guys. As soon as they locate the synthetic, it comes back to life for a brief moment before Rain takes out its module to replace the one that Andy already possesses. Afterwards, Andy takes a brief break in order to restart his computer. After that, the facehuggers begin jumping into the water, and one of them comes dangerously close to landing on Bjorn's face. During the time that Andy is regaining consciousness and preventing a facehugger from capturing Tyler, Rain is attempting to force the door open. Despite the fact that the guys are running away from the room, the facehuggers begin to crawl after them. Navarro is attacked by a facehugger, despite the fact that the crew has successfully sealed the door. Andy undergoes a reboot in order to become more focused and loyal to Wei Yu, while the crew is attempting to remove the facehugger from Navarro for the time being. In an effort to figure out how to assist Navarro, the crew decides to bring Rook, a synthetic body that has been dead for some time, back to life. He goes on to explain that they are all essentially doomed because they are about to come face to face with a xenomorph. Rook demonstrates the body of a xenomorph and describes how the researchers on the Romulus were killed by it when it was discovered to still be alive until it was shot dead, but its acid blood destroyed what was left of the ship. Rook also mentions that the xenomorph's acid blood destroyed what was left of the ship. The next thing that Rain suggests is that they freeze the facehugger's tail in order to remove it from Navarro. Rook makes it abundantly clear that she is still doomed due to what is going to happen in the future, despite the fact that it is successful and she wakes up. The two individuals, Bjorn and Navarro, begin to make a break for it onto the Corbelan. When Navarro begins to experience symptoms of illness, she employs an X-ray flashlight to observe the formation of a chestburster within her body, which Kay is able to observe. Kay is horrified as she watches the chestburster blow out and kill Navarro in front of her. Navarro collapses and begins foaming at the mouth before the chestburster blows out. Before she passes away, Navarro's convulsions cause her to kick a lever, which in turn causes the Corbelan to crash into the hangar bay of the Romulus. This sends the Romulus in the direction of the Jackson Star asteroid belt with less than an hour before it is expected to make contact with it. During the time that Rook is having a conversation with Andy about their goals as Wayu synthetics, Rain and Tyler are making their way to the hangar. Andy returns to them and they make an effort to raise the temperature inside the station in order to make themselves less noticeable to the xenomorph-like creatures. After entering, they discover the bodies of the people who were aboard the Romulus. Amidst this, Kay and Bjorn make an effort to escape in a secure manner. They come across the xenomorph that emerged from Navarro, and Bjorn makes an attempt to fry it with a cattle prod. However, it begins to leak its acid blood onto him, slowly burning and killing him until a large enough glob eventually falls onto his chest to finish the job. As the xenomorph tries to pursue Kay, she makes contact with Tyler. She manages to make it to the other people outside of the hangar, but Andy is aware that the xenomorph wants them to open the door so that it can kill all of them, and he does not offer to assist Kay through this process. As a result of Rain's protests, the xenomorph manages to grab Kay and pull her away from view, thereby inadvertently informing Tyler that his sister is pregnant. Andy is slapped by Rain out of anger, but he quickly realizes that he is wrong. Now that he is concentrating on his directives in accordance with the interests of the company, Andy brings Rain and Tyler into the laboratory, where they discover a human-alien DNA mixture that Rook refers to as the Prometheus strain. It is demonstrated in a video that a test was conducted on a rat using the mixture, which resulted in the rat recovering from the sick condition it had been in before. Rain and Tyler are provided with M41 pulse rifles by Andy so that they can defend themselves against the xenomorph. Unfortunately, as they leave, they fail to notice the remaining portion of the video of the rat, which shows something horrifying growing out of it, and the final product is a dead rat xenomorph hybrid that is contained within its cage. The three individuals proceed through a corridor until they come across Kay, who is unconscious but still alive, wrapped in a xenomorph cocoon. Rain intervenes and tries to get Kay up and moving so that she can return to the ship. Tyler is on the verge of injecting Kay with the DNA sample in an attempt to heal her, but Rain stopped him. The xenomorph then uses its tail to grab Tyler, and then it kills him by slamming its second mouth into his face. It is Rain who guides Kay to a secure location so that she can make her way to the ship, while Rain returns to retrieve Andy. In the aftermath of Rain's departure, Kay administers the sample to herself. Rain locates Andy and removes the module so that he can return to his previous self. However, Rook informs them that their attempts to flee will be fruitless and that they will not be able to escape. Rain comes up with the idea to turn off the gravity in the ship just as a significant number of xenomorphs are getting closer to them. This occurs just as they appear to have given up hope. As they begin to float, Rain fires her rifle at the aliens, killing them but also spreading the acid blood all over the place. At the same time, Rain comes perilously close to flying into the acid blood. Using the recoil of the rifle, she is able to move herself away from the danger, but she is ultimately able to get herself to a safe location. In the end, Rain and Andy are traveling up the elevator at precisely the moment when gravity begins to return and Rain begins to fall. Despite the fact that the main xenomorph manages to capture her with its tail, Andy manages to bring the beast down with Tyler's rifle and extricate Rain from its grasp. As the Romulus begins to descend onto the asteroid belt, Rain and Andy board the Corbelan with Kay. This occurs just as the Romulus begins to descend. Rook makes one last effort to convince Andy to comply with the Wayu objective of returning to the company with the sample. However, they choose to disregard him, and as a result, he is destroyed along with the rest of the station after the mission is completed. As they make their way toward Ivaga, Rain places Kay inside of a cryopod. On the other hand, Kay's vital signs begin to deteriorate as a result of the DNA mixture's impact on her pregnancy. Her stomach has reached its full size, and and she is currently in the process of giving birth, which is causing her much pain. Rain provides assistance to her as Kay creates a pod that resembles an egg and contains a human xenomorph hybrid. Even though the egg is removed by Rain, the acid in the rain causes it to pass through the grates. When she returns to Kay, the child has now fully grown to look like the engineers as it feeds off of Kay's chest, causing her to die. She goes to try to arm herself in order to get help, but when she returns, the child has already killed Kay. Also, it has caused Andy a great deal of harm. At the same time that the temperature inside the ship begins to drop very significantly, Rain puts on a spacesuit. She then makes an effort to disengage the cargo pod from the ship because the damage caused by the birth of the offspring is causing it to fall in the direction of the asteroid belt because of the damage. With the intention of releasing the pod, Rain begins to pull the levers, but the offspring attacks her and makes an attempt to kill her. Rain uses her harness to pull the final lever, which causes the cargo pod and the monstrosity to be sent into the belt, where they are transformed into space dust. The two fall outside, clinging to each other for dear life with their lives. Andy is placed inside of one of the cryopods by Rain. She writes down one last log on the way to Ivaga before entering stasis herself. She is unsure of what they will discover, but she is confident that she will be able to deal with whatever they encounter along the way. Let me know your thoughts on the movie in the comments below, and don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.